what I am, and I'm as real as they come. But again, thank you for having me. And I want to start off by saying masculinity is not toxic.
Amen.
Okay? To me, the absence of masculinity is.
Yes.
It's weak, petty, insecure, macho men that bring great harm to women and children and that do wrong by them. I've never seen a masculine man not be a good son, not be a good husband, not be a good father, not be a good brother, not be a good nephew. And I think what the left has done, they hijacked the terms knowingly to give it a negative connotation, because they knew by devaluing masculine, strong men, they can do the things they're doing now with little to no fight, because they made strong men out to be evil. And for the past 4 years, they tried to crush masculine men where they almost went into hiding like the Jedis in Star Wars, because they were like public enemy number one. And again, it's you need strong men, like you were saying, Brandie, good strong men. And I don't think there is a bad masculine man. There's a bad macho man. There's not a bad masculine man, because, you know, all the characteristics they use about masculinity, these are all great men that I looked up to all my life.
Right.
Coaches, teachers, my father, my godfather, my uncle, all great men. And like, that's why I was like, when I wanted to start my new brand, I'm like, I want to do something that's passionate to me. And I've been in the beauty industry since I was 26 years old, so we're going on 21 years. I had to bite my tongue for those 21 years, being an alpha straight, male in the beauty industry. And, politically what they would say, things they would say, like, you want to talk about sexual harassment.
Interesting.
I could probably sue 10 million people, the harassment that I went through as a straight man.
Wow.
But so when I was launching my new brand, I wanted to do something that was passionate to me. And I don't know when this term started, 2013, 2014, whenever it started, it just...
Probably as soon as Trump was in the White House.
Yeah. But, when it's funny, it's only toxic masculinity when Trump was running for president. When the last, 4 presidents were men and not good ones, they weren't toxic. They were great men.
Yeah. Now that you say that, Trump, he did kind of encompass everything. He didn't take any crap. He spoke the truth. He stood up for what he believed in. He didn't cower. He didn't apologize. Like, he was masculine.
But, if you were talking right now to someone from the left, they'd be saying, well, he was a womanizer and he was this and he was that. And this is something I think I kind of like want to always hit on now in the shows is we're not saying everything in the right is perfect. We're not saying everything, but we're saying that they are using, like you said, they're hijacking terms that make... that they're trying to make sense out of something that is wrong, and they're hijacking it to the point where people are bowing to it. So yeah, do I think Trump did everything right? No. Do I think I've done everything right? I think if you put every little thing I've ever done with a fine-tooth comb, you probably would turn off the radio. I mean, like, this is the deal. We all have stuff.
We're all humans.
We're all humans.
Nobody is flawless, and I think that's the beauty of being a human. You can make mistakes, and not everything has to be perfect, but, not everything needs to be evil either. And I think that's what they do, and that's why I got so passionate about it. And listen, I'm from New Jersey, right? We're a different breed over here. We're very stubborn. We're very thick-headed, but we're also very loyal, and we're also very warm, and we're also very passionate. So when I was starting my new brand, this was 2 years ago I started this, and we're finally launching in December, and it's been a labor of love for 2 years. I want to do something that I was passionate about, that I wanted to inspire, and I wanted to institute some change. And what I've seen over the last 4 years of the attack on God, the attack on the family, the attack on genders, and the attack on masculinity, like, this was something that I wanted to change. So I'll give you an example. One of my shirts says, "Be a man" on the front. And it makes people go crazy. But on the back of the shirt, it says, "Live, love, pray, protect, and provide." And to me, that's what a masculine man does. And if that's wrong, I don't ever want to be right, because what else is there to do in life than live, love, pray, protect, and provide? what else is there for me to do as a father and a son and as a brother than to live, to love, to pray, to protect, and provide?
Mm-hmm.
If I do those things, my head is hitting the pillow every night, and I know I'm going to heaven. And that's my job in life. And if that's bad, like, I think that's where I think things get confusing. Like, I don't think the left wants things to be right or good, because when that happens, they lose control. Mm-hmm. So if they have a strong family unit that goes to church and the mother, she could be equally successful as a man, maybe even more successful. But it also takes a masculine, confident, secure man to be able to have a woman that outshines him. Mm-hmm. You can't be, a petty, insecure macho man and have an unbelievable wife and mother who outshines you. You can't deal with that. And that's what boggles my mind.
Yeah, there's a perfect flow in a household. And that shirt is amazing. Live, love, pray, protect, provide. And when I hear you say, we're going to go to a break here in a minute, Jason, but when I hear you say that is all you need to do as a man, that's the message that Brandie and I keep saying is men are anointed for the role of doing those 5 things. And when you are a good man, when you're a Christian man, when you're following God, your masculinity is an anointment. That's who God wanted you to be.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I know that women are innately wired by God to want a strong man, protect, provide, like you said, live, love, pray, protect, provide. I mean, that is what every woman's dream guy is.
All right, you guys are listening to the She's So Right show with Jason DeSantis of Toxic Masculinity Men's. We will be right back to hear more about Jason and being the amazing Christian alpha male that men are called to be.
Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to the She's So Right show with myself, Brandie Barclay, my beautiful co-host Lindsey Graham. And today we have an amazing guest, the alpha male, Jason DeSantis from New Jersey. And he is the founder of Toxic Masculinity hair products and apparel. And we're interviewing him today. We're just talking all about this whole hijacked word, masculinity. We love masculine men. We champion strong men. We're married to strong men because, like you said just now, Jason, before the break, you were saying how it takes a strong masculine man to be able to support a shiny wife. And I think Lindsey and I both fit in that category where,
I think you ladies shine.
Thank you.
And what I love is the word of God actually says that a godly woman is a jewel in her husband's crown. And I feel like a strong man, can carry his family as like these are the jewels in my crown, rather than him competing with his wife.
Oh, and I couldn't agree more. And again, that brings us back to the term toxic masculinity, right? A real man, a masculine man, never competes with his wife. It's he should want her to shine, and she should, be on a pedestal. And he should dote over, and he should protect her, and he should make sure that when she walks in the room, all eyes are on her, because at the end of the day, as masculine as I am, she's the head of the family. And again, whether she's more successful or less successful, it's irrelevant. It takes a masculine man, a real man, to be able to come second to his wife. And I think, they use the word masculine men want a woman in the kitchen, and they want a woman at home, and they want to boss her around. No, again, that's an insecure macho man. Mm-hmm. That's not a masculine man.
Because
that's not a man that
he's trying to exert that masculinity by being bossy.
Yeah, so false. He's trying to control her. So I know when you ladies were, introducing the topic, you were talking about, the hypermasculinity. Listen, the left knows that that's bull. Mm-hmm. They know that's not the case. They know, but they use it because they know that they're hot topics that they can kind of move the people that follow them, the sheep that follow them, into the direction they want to go. Like, being aggressive doesn't make you a criminal, or being, a passionate person doesn't make you, a sexual deviant or being, because I may be a passionate person. I'm passionate with my partner, but I'm also protective and loving. I'm not, going to go out and look to rape and commit crimes. Like,
right.
No, that's not.
That's called good and evil. It doesn't. It should have nothing to do with sex, gender at all. And
exactly.
I want to go back
good
to
and
what.
Bad.
Yeah, I want to go back to when you said, women can be, I actually. When I think of the divine order, God first, marriage second, and the man being the leader, the head of the house, I think it's kind of funny. I don't know if you remember that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where she said,
I can tell you exactly what you're going to say.
Right, where she said, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck, and she turns the head wherever she wants, right? And it's like, it's kind of true, but this is the deal. I believe when you have a godly man, like you said, an alpha male, masculine man, live, love, pray, protect, provide, a woman will naturally come under him and respect him and honor him. And I believe when we've got this beautiful dynamic of when we as women respect our husbands and give him that leadership role, and he comes and cherishes us with that, what a beautiful dance that is, rather than competing for who's in charge. Because really none of us are. God should be in charge of the house. What's your thought on that?
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I just think sometimes insecure men, can't handle a successful and powerful woman. Mm-hmm. And then I think that's where the dynamic gets messed up. And I see it with friends in their marriages. I've seen it with my father and my stepmother, in their marriage. And it's unfortunate, but just some people are insecure and some people are controlling, and there's really nothing they can do about it. It's unfortunate. It's a shame, but it doesn't lead for good relationships, and it doesn't lead to the great upbringing of children. Mm-hmm. And it hurts society. And I'm not saying that my father was weak, but my father was insecure and controlling. So my sister grew up different than I grew up with my mother and my father, because my mother wouldn't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was none of that with my mother. And my father was different with my mother. He was different with my stepmother. Therefore, my sister grew up way different than me. And she has a lot of problems because of that.
Interesting.
So it's unfortunate. It really is. But again, I think it gets back to masculinity and macho, just like feminine and feminist. I lump them into the same thing. Like, one to me is awful and one to me is magnificent. Yeah. Masculine and feminine are magnificent. Feminist and macho are awful. And I think they confuse the two at their convenience to get the result and to spin the narrative that they want. And Jason, I think it's bad because it hurts us.
Jason, where can people find you on Instagram?
We are on Instagram at Toxic Masculinity Men's. We're on Facebook as well, Toxic Masculinity Men's. And our website is toxicmasculinitymen's.com. The apparel is ready. The apparel is inspirational. It's bold. It's impactful. The hair care will be ready in approximately 2 weeks. That's it.
All right. Awesome, everybody. Jason DeSantis, Toxic Masculinity. Welcome back to the She's So Right show with Brandie Barclay, Lindsey Graham, and our guest today, Jason DeSantis of Toxic Masculinity. It's a men's hair care and apparel line. We're talking to him about dismantling the concept of the leftist given toxic masculinity term. Jason's been telling us about his family dynamic growing up with a masculine father. Brandie, you had a question for him.
No, I thought he said that his dad was more insecure and it affected his sister. And if you can, or if you want to embellish, I'd love to hear more how you think it affected you both differently.
My father, very different. He was the best father in the world. He's no longer here. He passed away almost 7 years ago. But he was an amazing father, an amazing coach. And it's funny because I lived with my mother, but was there on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And I saw my father's best characteristics. My sister saw his worst. Mm-hmm. And, so I saw the leader, the role model, the strong one, the powerful one, the amazing coach, the charismatic coach. I didn't see the insecure, the controlling, the everything has to be his way side of him. I guess he didn't want to show me that, I wouldn't have stood for it.